Hey everybody, welcome to State of the Market for July 2024. Appreciate you guys joining us. Al, what's up?
William, hanging in there, buddy, man. Between Debbie, COVID, getting my ass kicked here the last week or so. But we're coming out of it. There's blue skies ahead, and it's kind of the way I feel about the soccer market.
Yeah,
Sunny days ahead, my friend. Sunny days ahead.
Yeah, we kind of got through the summer, so we should be seeing people get excited. I mean, we did have two pretty major tournaments, so I mean that kind of helped a little bit, I would imagine.
Yeah.
But
certainly the Lamine Yamal market has been burgeoning with multiple 40K type sales. So I certainly hope for those buyers that he continues. He looked great. I loved it. Super fun. I actually bought Lamine Yamal card. Mine was like $12, I think. But
okay.
I think that that I hope that those people that bought those cards do well. It's just a tremendous amount of risk, and I think 40K what you could get in the vintage soccer market, and that makes me probably have a much stronger bias towards the vintage market. But again, we're the minority, right?
Totally. Like, it's interesting you say that because I was just scrolling through like eBay sales for July, and I did a thing where it was like basically searching $2,000 or more, and I don't know how many I scrolled through, but it basically from now back to July 1, and I mean it's just, I would say less than 1% are what pre-2000. It's just so many. I mean, there's a lot of them because I mean, I was scrolling, for probably a good 5 minutes, just scroll. You know what I mean? It wasn't like I was stopping or anything, and
right.
So there was a lot of sales, and which is a good sign just for soccer in general.
Yeah.
Because I didn't expect it to be that many for 2,000 or more. But yeah, it was really, there was only like some Aquarellas, a couple of them I know that weren't even legit sales because they've been listed again, things like that. But yeah, so I mean, it's amazing the prices that the modern stuff pulls for sure.
Yeah, I mean it is, but I think that's most people start there, which is fine, and then some find their way back.
Yeah, and it's just, I mean, I get it. It's just the excitement, like, I mean, during the Olympics, I've been looking at like people's cards you know what I mean? Just that I wouldn't have ever looked for. So it's almost like that recency bias. I got to tell myself, just put a list of these people and start looking like in February of 2025. Or
yeah,
something,
don't. This is the worst time to buy Olympic cards, but
yeah,
I did. It had myself digging through. I have a couple Michael Phelps out of 8 that were issued right after he won the thing, and then I found this Carl Lewis here, which is really kind of
Allen and Ginter.
Yeah, it's a really fun one, right?
Oh yeah,
I thought that one was fun. So I actually had a duplicate of this. So yeah, you should always be a seller during the Olympics and a buyer in the off seasons.
Yeah, that's why I keep telling myself I want to buy some Trinity Rodman, and I'm like, don't even do it right now. Just wait. So
yeah, she looked good. Sophia Smith has looked good.
That front three is just, and actually the back line looks really good too. So
it's funny what a difference, to my opinion, coaching makes. When they change the coach, the whole demeanor of this team went from much more passive to more aggressive. So
it's just so much more fun to watch too.
Yeah, totally. Good for the sport though.
Oh yeah. All right. So just as I kind of went through, did the same thing I usually do. Heritage, really nothing. Kind of looked like there was maybe 6 sales for the whole month, and it was like some of those PSA, DNA, Pele cards, and just not a lot. I think those things have kind of been cycling through there a little bit. So why don't we start with the Goldin Elite auctions? I did go through the weeklies. There wasn't a ton. there either. It's a lot of jerseys and things like that being sold.
Yeah, the Goldin stuff has become like a jersey dumping ground of dubious provenance.
Yeah, so it's just kind of something that of vintage that really anything of note was also an Aquarela. I think it was a 4 that sold for like $9,000 or something. But other than that, there really wasn't a whole lot of note. So, but I don't think I sorted these by year. I should probably do that.
There you go. Look at there's a Lamine Yamal that I was mentioning for 42K.
Yeah.
And look at that Messi right there. That's a beautiful patch. Looks like part of the uniform. But I was trying to figure out what part that patch was. But 150 grand. That's a little bit of coin, to go into a soccer card.
Yeah. What is it?
It's the World Cup Eminence.
No. I know, but like, I wonder what that the lettering is from.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I was trying to. At first, I thought that was an S, but then, that doesn't look like the E.
Could it be the top of like an art for Argentina somewhere, like AR?
But they don't write Argentina on the jersey, do they? It's like that's small letters.
Yeah, that would be smaller if it was. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. And they're not using the same jersey in the photo as.
Yeah, which is pretty. That's pretty typical.
I find that to be ridiculous. Like you should at least use a photo of the jersey that's being cut up. But
I completely 100% agree with you. We should both move into our get rid of our day jobs and move into product by helping Topps and Panini. Because
I mean, I'll be happy to provide all of my opinions to them for free.
Yeah, I mean, all right. So Brad, he's got he's off in his videographer business, and he's the new Yamal Lamine fanboy.
I mean, kid, look, that goal was incredible. But yeah, I've seen players get major notoriety for scorchers, and then we don't see them hear from them.
Yeah. I'd say he's got skills, though. I mean,
there's no question.
He's a 16-year-old. I mean, that blows my mind.
Yeah. All right, so here's a PSA 9 Mega Cracks Ronaldo, $17,000.
That's. I mean, we were just talking a couple months ago that was selling for $9,000 to $10,000.
So yeah, it's an upswing.
I mean, it's like double.
Yeah. I think that one, the one that we saw though, was kind of an outlier in a way because I think the Messis were going close to like what this was going for, right?
Well,
Wasn't that the case?
Yeah. So the Messis kind of bottomed in the high teens, and the last one that I think I saw, which we may see one here,
like 20 something.
Yeah, 28 to 32 have been the last couple. Now, and remember, the Messi Pop 9 is a Pop 20. The Ronaldo is a Pop 40, but there's less 10s of the Ronaldo. I think in total they have more or less 60 between 9s and 10s.
Okay.
So I think it's a little bit of a flip in terms of the grading. But look at the more relevant thing here to me is you got CR7 trading at 8 to 9K, and then 4 or 5 months later, you get 17K, and nothing. He did nothing in between. So, is that, kind of the market saying that, CR7 is undervalued relative to Messi, and that he should be catched up because he had the overhang from kind of, bad performances in the World Cup and then subsequently in the Euros. And now people are saying, because when you look at his paper, if you hadn't watched him play, especially the last year or so, you would say, I mean, obviously one of the best players of all time. 5 Ballon d'Ors, won the Euros, great, 800 plus goals, Champions League leader in goals. I mean, so many great things on paper. You'd be like, who is this guy? Must be one of the GOATs. he's kind of drifted from the GOAT conversation the last year and a half, and time's going to be generous to him, I think.
Oh, for sure. I think that, but this is a risk you take when players kind of play and you see them degrade. You know, I mean, even just looking at like American football, like Aaron Rodgers, you know, he gets hurt and all these different things happen. He's considered one of the best, but then like, you know, he's holding on and like maybe he'll be good, maybe he won't, but like and they get to play as much as they, you know, play as long as you want, like, but for the hobby, I think, you know, people get a bad taste in their mouth, and at least temporarily, we see prices affected by that. 20 years down the road, everybody's looking back. Nobody's going to be mentioning how, you know, how much different he was in 2024 than 2021. So
it'll be an irrelevant footnote in history, and the history is what we're going to have, the body of work, and that's pretty impressive. Yeah. I love it. I love how everybody likes to pick on Brad. It's turned into like a fun what's the word, like a national pastime type of thing, you know, in the Discord.
Is it fun for Brad? Like, let me ask that, because like if it's not, then
yeah, I think Brad actually likes it, but I don't know. We should probably confirm with him.
Yeah.
You know. Yes.
All right. Let's move on.
Any news is good news. He said absolutely fun. Yes. Bring it on.
Oh yeah, there we are. Good. Bring it on. I like it.
Good stuff.
All right, here's a Crying Pele PSA 6 sell for $7,400.
What do you think? I kind of still, I mean, I like that buy. I mean, I know it sounds like a big number, but this is an epic pose. It's, you know, hard. There's probably 10 at 6 and above at most. I don't know. Maybe it feels also market, right? I don't think that this is the super deal of the century, but like if it would have gone for, you know, 5, 6, I would have said, okay, that's better than going for 7,500. But still, I don't mind this buy at all. I think over the long run, I think this is pretty strong buy.
Yeah, I think with being a PSA 6, that's like a pretty great grade. Like I can't imagine there's a ton of them that are graded higher than that.
It's hard to find any that are even unstuck, really.
Yeah.
I mean, never stuck. So I feel like this is kind of underrated. Like if you told me I could have an Alifa 1 or a PSA 6 of this, I'm probably taking the 6 of this.
Yeah, I could see that. That's an interesting thought experiment.
That may be unpopular and I may be in the minority, but I that's how much I like this card.
So if you have neither, do you think that's still the case?
You know, I do. I think that this is one series, the whole Bremer series. I would have I was actually just talking with Nick, you know, he'll take the Alifa, and that's fine. I was just talking with Nick, you know, German cards, you know, about a number of things, but one of them was kind of relative rarity. And I think, you know, we concluded that, you know, prior to the boom, we probably would have said that the Bremer was kind of a 9 out of 10 rarity, because it is a regional production within Germany for coffee. And then it's a relatively large set. So the Crying Pele's within that set are fewer. But I think, you know, through time, it's proven, you know, to not be that difficult. But even still, you're looking at, you know, more difficult than a Titulares, which is, you know, 1/3 as difficult as an Alifa.
Yeah.
So, you know, I probably because I love the image so much and I think it has some true rarity, I'd probably do that. Plus, you're talking a PSA 6 versus a 1, right?
Oh, for sure. It's
and
just a matter of like what's going to be considered. They're both like iconic in a way, but one I would argue I consider a rookie card. And I'm not like, although this is from 1958 and all that, I don't necessarily know if I like, in the truest sense of the word,
because it's issued after the World Cup, right? You mean?
Well, no, I just mean because it's more of like a group photo. Like it's I mean, it's a fantastic image, all of that. And like I love it and I want one and all of that. That's an interesting conversation because I can understand the viewpoint either way. Like a 6 of a scarce issue where most of them are 2s and lower. Versus something that like a 1 is obviously in the the bottom 20 percentile of Alifas. But it's kind of like a Mickey Mantle. Do you want a Mickey Mantle rookie or do you know what I mean? That's
I mean, of course it depends. There are 1s and there are 1s, right?
Sure.
And that's part of the problem here is that, by the way, I'm looking up the pop report. So there's only 33 of the Bremer Crime Pele's graded. And between, 2s and below is half of them. So 50% are previously stuck. There's 1 7.5 and 3 7s. So there's 3 higher than this. And there's 5 6s. So it's a top 10 Crime Pele card. Right.
So top 20 percentile or top 80 percentile.
And I think most of the ones that will be graded from here on are going to be in that 2 to 1 because these were much more stuck in the album than the Alifas, which tend to be not stuck.
Right.
So a higher, grade never stuck copy is just hard. So anyway, long story short, I don't think this is a bad purchase at all.
Oh, I agree with you. Yeah.
And I think I think 1s and 2s, again, depending on how good they are easily found in the 1 to 2.5K. So you're not, there's a multiplier, but it's not as dramatic as you see in some other cards. So sure. That's another reason why. By the way, I didn't bid on this. I didn't buy it, but I liked this purchase at this price.
Oh, I agree with you. Like when I saw the price, I was like, wow, I felt like that was on, I'd rather be the buyer, based on what we just discussed. So yeah. All right, we got a Pele signed passport for 5K.
That was interesting. This look at that Kaká rookie, 44.4K. Whoa.
Yeah, that's a big price, huh?
It's a tough sticker. It's super tough in 8. That's the highest grade, pop 2. So from that perspective, people chasing grades. It's just that's a lot of risk to put in one. And then buried in this lot next to it is a PSA 8 Zidane rookie for 4,500. Terrible way to sell this set. The rest of the set is worth trash. They should have just sold the Zidane by itself.
That feels really light. Am I wrong? Like
super light. Listen, I was the underbidder on this, just not because I need another Zidane rookie, because I just thought it was so light. The only real problem with this is the Zidane actually has, even though it was an 8, there's some sprinkling of ink on the right-hand side, which should not be there from my perspective. So I figured not worth my pain and suffering to go through the PSA guarantee, because the 8 is probably worth 6,500 if I had to guess. If it was a nice clean 8. But I'm like, okay, get it home, go through the PSA process, just not worth it. And then maybe they say no, right?
Yeah.
But it was overgraded. If this would have been a clean 8, I would have been all over this, because I think it's, for if you're buying the plastic here, this was a great deal.
Yeah, that's a surprising number. Here's some jerseys. PSA 3, Titulares. Pele for 3K.
Too. It was a good looking one too. Again, I can't argue with this with this buy here. Never stuck. Super hard to get those in 3 and above. So, you know, I don't know. I titulares never got the full love that I think they deserved.
Yep, I agree. 1.5 Maradona disc for 2,400.
Yeah, I thought this one wasn't great, but it had some stuff on the back.
Okay.
But the price, I think, is more or less around the market. By the way, there are now, of the horizontal number 50 titulares, there are now 92 graded.
Oh, so it has gone up.
So the pop did go up quite a bit. Of that 92, in the 2 to A zone is 36, 42, 60. So 60 of the, so there are only 32 that are above a 2.5 and above. So 60, 70% of them are 2s or below.
That's that's a really good buy then, to my eyes. But
yeah. And I think the football shaped rarity version is definitely, you know, would get a huge premium in this market. Because
I mean, let's be real. I mean, it's pretty much priceless. Like, I mean, it was displayed at SoCo, and I had many people asking me about it, and I shut them down immediately.
Yeah, you have to. Otherwise, they're just gonna hound you. Yes. And you know what? Tonight's preseason football, so it works perfectly. You know,
that's right.
Get the crossover.
It's a hybrid,
crossover fan.
Yeah, I was like, nope, I get more entertainment out of this thing than it's worth. I don't even want to sell it because I'm going to get more than what I paid for it in true entertainment for the rest of my life. That should actually be my, your
avatar.
Because it's round, and then it's going to be all like, maybe I'll change my avatar.
So fucking great. Oh, are we on a kid channel? I can't use that. It's fantastic. I actually got that magazine, that Pele magazine.
It's cool. 12 signatures. That's cool.
Yeah, all the team signed it inside and Pele on the cover.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's a cool visual too. I was thinking of displaying it.
Yeah. Frame it up.
I also got that Maradona type 1.
That's cool.
Yeah.
How about this Alphonso Davies?
Did not get that, but you know, I look at, I get if you see these players and you're fans. I got that Pele too. That you want their jerseys, you know, you want something signed by them. I get it.
Totally.
So we got the Monty Gum for $550.
So is there anything going on with the dating of those yet? Like, has that been updated by PSA, or are the?
I don't think so. I think that they're still grading all these as 58s.
Okay. I mean, I don't know enough about the set to like argue, but like from what I understand, it many people think it's like 1960.
I've heard 59 and 60 as well.
So yeah, just I would say if you're looking at buying one of those, just do your research and, you know, make sure you're comfortable with it before you pay up thinking it's a rookie. If you end up not thinking it is, like, we're all gonna have different opinions, so it doesn't necessarily mean what we think's right or what you think's wrong. So
I don't even like the art on that card either. It seems
right
like on the border, but
yeah, I think you're you're limiting your if and when you decide to sell it, who's going to want to buy it.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're
drudging the bottom of the barrel here.
Yeah. This one, this always chaps me.
Yeah. But at least they labeled it. At least they labeled it right. So
right. All right. So I'm sorry, my allergies are going crazy. So
no problem.
Pause or whatever. Hopefully, I'll get off camera before you guys see my face.
Sneeze.
Make the sneeze face.
Sneeze to the side.
I think I'm dabbing. All right. So I guess the next thing we'll do is go to the Fanatics Collect.
It's gonna take a while, right? It's going to take a while.
I didn't even change the banner yet.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, we're going to go with the PWCC premiere one more time.
One more time. This may be the last time, folks. If you want to, snap a picture, if you want to see that name, because it may be the last time you see it.
Yep. Tip one out for our homies at PWCC. All right. Well, so there's only 3 items that sold at the premiere auction. It was the BGS 9.5 Messi, and then the 2 Peles, the Alifas. So, any thoughts on those or the prices or?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the 4s are low, right? 30K, less than 30K for 4 and a 4.5. That's kind of a new low watermark for them. So that's a bit of a surprise. And then less than 20K on the Messi 9.5 BGS. I don't think that that's obviously the BGS are still getting discounts to the PSA holders, and now the 9.5s are getting a discount to the PSA 9s, a substantial one. So I forget what the subgrades were on this, but imagine the payoff if you could cross a BGS 9.5 to a PSA 10. Like, there's just some element of just risk taking that makes me think, shit, buy all these BGS 9.5s you can at 20K.
Because even if it comes back a 9, you're fine, right?
You're more than fine. You get 50% premium.
Yeah.
Right. So look at them, get like 10 of these things, carefully inspect them, send all 10 in to cross, put, 8 with 9s and 2 with 10s. Maybe you get a 10, maybe you get, a few 9s, and your weighted average cost is just, it pays for itself. I feel like there's definitely a project here. If this stays at 19 and the PSA 9s are staying at 30, it feels to me like that's a game that could be pretty lucrative.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and there's people that play that game. So, I mean, I have to imagine that maybe that is a little watered down at this point. The ones that are around still might have already been through this process, multiple hands trying to do the same thing. So, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's the case. So, it'd be interesting to try. Maybe you should make a YouTube video of that.
So me buying 10 of these and that would be fun. Actually, it'd be really fun. I'd be super excited. Don't have great cross rates, although the national I did cross a couple cards. One came back at the same grade, one came back a grade lower. I would say that that what I didn't realize with PSA, because I just asked when I crossed cards, was that they actually keep notes on the tried to be crossed cards.
That makes sense.
And so, like, when a card comes in, some people just send in the card and send it in, just hoping and hoping and hoping. And some cards can be like tried to be crossed like 10 times. And they're just like, yes, cha-ching, cha-ching. No, you're not going to be, it's not in the grader's best interest to be the one guy after 9 times to finally decide that the card deserves a bump. Right. So you need to be pretty judicious. And if you get locked down, I think your next possibilities become lower and lower in time.
Yeah. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. Like, it saves them a lot of time too. It's just a way to be more efficient. So,
and imagine how much money they're printing, because each one of these things coming in is coming in at, a high price point.
Yeah. All right. So we can maybe check out a couple of the weekly auctions from Fanatics Collect, and just scroll through real quick and see if there's anything we want to talk about. So let's see here. This looks like this is last week's auction. And I just sorted it by year. So
early stuff.
Yeah.
Mostly the vintage.
Yeah, just to see if anything catches our eye.
I thought the Monty and Orsi of those were pretty attractive. I know they're common. There's the Orsi. Where was there's the Monty. The Orsi's above it, I think.
Oh, yeah,
the green one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought those, a nice looking, attractive Orsi for $100.
Yeah.
I know it's Italy. I know it's CGC, but still.
Yeah. I mean, they're sharp, condition wise as well, like relative to some of the others that I've seen.
Totally. You rarely see these Popo like this Masantonio. It's nice to see that go for $100. It was pretty clear a lot of those were completely destroyed. Oh, you won the Pusella. Yeah, that was super cheap. Couldn't believe that.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with that because you just don't see too many of them. And I mean, a lot of them are in shitty condition like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun time to buy stuff like that. So
yeah, that was a good looking PSA 4 Masantonio green.
Yeah,
$50. Really, really nice copy.
Yep, of a rail.
Yeah, that actually, I feel like that went low.
That was my interpretation too.
I think that's a super tough card. There's only a handful of those rated, and it predates other cards of him by 7-8 years. Yep. So I think that's pretty cool and nice that hopefully somebody in the Discord got that, because it's a really tough sticker and an important one to my eyes.
Yep, agreed. It's a great looking Sarah. Yeah.
And crazy cheap too. Like in retrospect, I wish I would have seen some of this stuff, right?
Yeah.
All right. I did pick up 2 of these on this row.
Let me guess, the Coluna.
It was just so pretty.
And the Hento.
Yes.
I was just going with the ones that I've not seen nearly as much.
Yeah. So I had the Kubala, which by the way, I think that's a great price on that Americana. I love that sticker. But those 2, the Hento, I have the Di Stefano from this set. And then the Coluna was just great. Hadn't seen this thing before, so definitely had to pick that sucker up.
Yeah, it's a great looking one. And it's early-ish in his career. So it seems like
his rookie is like 54, 55. So, but it's early-ish, and it's just gorgeous. Those Masolas are just those have been doing really well. $500, and the back wasn't great. So I'm a bit surprised by that, frankly.
Yeah.
Oh, these were fun. This one was thrash, that Hento, but I really like the typeset of this card.
Yeah.
I picked up the Kubala there next to it.
Yeah. That's a great looking one.
Yeah, I got a lot of little cards that I hadn't seen a lot in this auction. What do you think of these? Like, I didn't bid on any of them, but
well, you see, I didn't either. I don't know. I mean, I think they're fun. I think they're cool. I mean, I'm sure they're collectible. I think you're limiting. It's just like any certain things just people don't collect. So, I mean, we've seen a few of these bouncing around recently. Yeah. It makes me wonder, is there like a bunch of them that, you know what I mean? But that's something we always have to, but I never really saw them before COVID. So I don't remember seeing these at all. Do you?
I don't remember seeing them ever before COVID. So we've seen some since, and, I think these would be better if PSA had a better slab. It's like, it's just
yeah. I don't even know like what size are they like
yeah, they're I mean, you can the label's usually the same on stuff like them. So they have this slab, right? Which, can you believe they put this freaking sticker on the slab?
Oh geez.
Right. It's for a standard slab, you can see. For those of you, I mean, this is ridiculous. It's a standard sticker. So if they could fit in one of these, I think they'd be more attractive. They
Yeah, but
can't.
that's even wider.
Yes, they can't, and so it needs to go into the next biggest one, which is.
Is that the one like for those 1979? Is it?
It's this size.
So what is that? About 8 inches?
Yeah, it's about 8. Here, let's get a piece of paper. So this is 8 by 10. So this will be
slab is
6 by 9.
Okay.
I would say. So yeah, and I think the fact that these are your two choices, look at the surface area difference here. You know, it's like double the surface area.
Yeah.
So you get a lot of things that end up in these types of holders.
Yeah.
And I think those in particular, the holder is just too big for them. And I think that holds them back. So
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. That's I mean, maybe I wonder if we could do something with like some of these like really big slabs. Like somebody could like make a wall, like one of the walls in their like man cave, like
in their house.
Yeah,
just paste into the wall.
May increase insulation. Your R number might go up.
You get some sort of green rating in your house.
That's right. All right, then we had a bunch of these Yugoslavian. I just bought a couple cheap ones.
Oh, fun! Which ones did you get? I love these. Were fun to go.
Yeah, I've got this one over here.
Oh, that's nice. A Grosix and
yeah.
Barra. Oh, that's
yeah.
$24. What a deal!
Yeah, I think most of them went like pretty low, but then there was a few that.
There's that Barra, the one for 168.
Yeah,
it seemed like the ones I were bidding on went up, but
yeah, and then these all color ones are just awesome looking, you know.
Yeah. The Seculark, yeah.
Oh, I did buy one of his also. That was the other one I got.
Oh, $7.20. Who was that? Go back up.
Kostic.
Wow. I mean, some of these are just fantastic. I'm surprised these went so low. These are not. I mean, they're not the prettiest things, but they are pretty dang cool. Look at that Fontaine.
Yeah.
For $24. I mean, what a deal.
Yeah, so they're fun. I don't have any copies of like these. Like I just never really cared to add them, I guess. It's just, but like there's some cool ones. Like there's like Charles in there, and it's spelled like totally different. You know, like the names are just spelled like not how we would phonetically spell them, you know. And
right. I think I may have gotten to John Charles. I don't know. I didn't get many of these. But I thought that they were super cool. It's so nice.
Here's the John Charles.
Yeah, $30 or something. That may be one that I got. I don't know. But these were really cool. I think that the Kubala and Sabor, I think I got that one.
Yeah, that's cool.
I got that, but it was just nice to see something new, right, out there.
Yeah, totally. And it's nice to get them graded already, you know?
Yeah. That Pele, can you go up to the Pele atop this 1964 stage comic? It's a beautiful, one of the most beautiful fronts of all time. The problem is the back is just terrible on this, and I was surprised to see it go for $1,100 for sure.
Yeah, it's one we don't see a ton of being sold, so I imagine that's part of the reason.
What did the Cruyff cut go for?
$55.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, but the full ones don't sell for that much at the moment, so I mean, I kind of get it.
Was it removed? I guess it was an A. Okay.
Yeah. So, all right, we're through like 19. Oh yeah, here's a cool George Best. I think Seb got that.
Yeah, that's cool. Love that.
So, all right, let's just bounce to. We'll go through the one from 2 weeks ago real quick, and we'll go from there. I do love these 1915 Spanish cards. Nice to see a few. I mean, you can get them pretty cheap. It's like the cheapest Spanish cards by 4 or 5 years, you know.
Yeah,
So,
the earliest ones, and just it's great. I
or
love
the
it.
earliest ones, yeah. Yeah, not a whole lot to point out here yet. A Pucelle Leas for 138. That's a really good price.
Yeah, the crease went right through his face, so it's pretty distracting.
Yeah, but I mean, for that price, it's just like, I mean, I don't think you can.
I don't think you can
famous last words. I don't think you can lose, but
yeah.
It doesn't seem like there's a ton of like really interesting.
No,
I mean, we haven't seen too many of the Adolos Vecchis.
Yeah, not recently. We had a flood a while ago, and then we got.
I mean, still get a PSA 1 for $300. That seems like
I'm telling people
good get in. You know, a good price to get into.
Yeah, that's literally pre-pandemic pricing.
Yep. And then look at this. This is the one with the card version for 2,600.
I don't get that at all, but
I think those are definitely rarer.
Yeah, I think that is probably a set registry run right there. Because to me, I think of what else you could get in this auction for 2,600 versus that, and I'm just like, no way.
Yeah.
That also Green Pele did well. Is that a rerun? It may be a rerun. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't recall it, but I don't really look in these years too much either. So
yeah, that's true. You usually stop right about a while ago. Oh, that's a really cool Zazinho rookie.
Yeah,
there in the Quisho.
Feels like a good
PSA
price.
3. I think that's a deal. I think that's going to end up being a great price.
PSA 5 Velita back for $750 for Eusebio.
I don't think that's bad either. You know, the Velita back is
a good grade relative to a lot of them. Like that's got to be in the top third of grades.
Yeah, I'll tell you while you look.
Okay. $66 Money Gum Pele for $1,600. I think somebody posted in our Discord. They have 2 of these sets.
Oh yeah, I know, and that was a big price for that one, right?
Yep. I mean, you don't see them for sale too often.
The Blues have 82. Is that right? Where's the Velitas? This is about the Pele. I mean the Eusebios. At least according to Card Ladder, which I didn't go to PSA because it was just quicker for me. They have 72 Velita backs.
Okay.
And 1847, so that's 5, 3 6s, and 12 5s. So 12, 7, 19 out of 19 or 5 or higher out of the 72.
Okay, so even
top 20,
even more. It's 26%.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we made it through another round of auctions.
Yeah. You know, I think you know, and that we saw some activity. For those of you who hadn't heard kind of our debrief on the national, there was, you know, we had a decent amount of activity and interest at the vintage soccer in our vintage soccer tables at SoCo, so that was super fun.
Yeah.
And you know, we saw a bunch of people. It was good. I dropped a quick little video on my review of that, but it was definitely a good time, and the soccer piece was the highlight of the show for me. I would have generally categorized the show as a failure if it wasn't for SoCo. You know, but again, we have very specific interests, and you know, maybe if you do soccer on the side, the national still makes sense. But if you're primarily a soccer collector, it's just going to be hard to get a fulfilling trip out of the national.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're there to like deal with the companies and to submit things to auctions or to ComC or any of those vendors like that, then yeah, it's pretty tough. I at least have the nostalgia of growing up with baseball and things like that. But if you're like international and you couldn't give a shit about vintage baseball, like it's really tough to like I would have a hard time saying I'm gonna fly in from insert other country to go to the national if I was just there for soccer. If I had, like I say, if I had other things to do with the companies and things like that, cool.
And I would get, hey, if you've got a high value submission and you don't want to mail it, and you just want to hand it to a physical representative of the company, if you want to put stuff in the vault, if you want to consign stuff to auction houses, if you want to see things in person, right?
Or see people.
Yeah, and I don't think that any of those are bad. I just want people, if you're a soccer fan, to calibrate that you will need to have those things to kind of justify the expense and time in it. And I think that for instance, next year, if there's not a soccer type show, and depending on what else is going on kind of in my life, I'm not sure it's at the highest priority to make the trip.
I get that.
Although it's a direct flight, Chicago has direct flights almost everywhere, and that makes it better. And then you can stay closer to the things, you can walk. That also makes it better. So I think there's a few other things that could be considered. But all in all, we had at least I can speak for myself. I had a great time seeing people, great time, talking to collectors, and didn't get a lot of rest. Long days, longer for you and Scott, who were at the national so early.
Yeah, it was. It's definitely like if there's another like SoCo or something similar to SoCo, I would highly recommend any soccer collector to go, just to see, especially if you're in the States, because you just don't get to see that often. I don't necessarily know if like you're in England, it's worth coming over here. You know what I mean? But but if you're in the States and you want to like experience a card show, but it just being soccer, like it was pretty fantastic. And it just made my heart happy just to be able to like live something that, it's like the first real sign of, wow, there is a demand and enough for people to show up and hang out and, just enjoy our collecting. So.
Yeah, even if it's mostly modern,
totally,
I'll take it because that's the first step.
Yep.
Right, for our market. So
totally, yeah. And I mean, we had people in front of our tables for pretty much the whole time. Like, I mean, I had to like keep turning around to pour my beers and stuff because like there's somebody there all the time. So
yeah, and it was genuine interest. A lot of it was educational. I didn't know this existed, which is good. Alex spent some time helping people get on the Discord, of the older vintage, like what the hell is this? And like, this is how you download it. And this is how so,
yeah.
So that was kind of, fun as well. Look good. I needed support the day, the first time I used the Discord too. Right. So it was good on so many fronts. And I hope everyone who did come out had a good time, and hopefully we'll get to do something like that at either regional shows or again next year at the national. So certainly a good time had by all who partook in the events.
Yes. So, all right. Well, appreciate you guys, joining us, and we'll be doing this again next month, hopefully, and we'll see you then.
See you guys.